Accucare Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine in Brick, New Jersey offers a state-of-the-art facility with all the best and current treatments. With athletic trainers, massage therapists, and doctors of physical therapy, Accucare has everything you need to stay healthy and perform at the highest level. Cupping, stretching, laser therapy, compression boots, and a full-body cryo chamber are just some of what you can expect at Accucare. Check out their website and social media links in my bio. No prescription is needed to see them. So call them today and start feeling and performing at your best. Again, thank you to Accucare for sponsoring the Shore Football Report. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Accucare High School Football Preview Show presented by the Shore Football Report, Ocean County Edition. And today we are going to talk Donovan Catholic Griffins football with head football coach Dan Curcione. Coach, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Coach. I appreciate it.
Yeah, in between your practices, it's been a hot week of football, huh?
You know, we're getting started, and I just kind of came off the field a couple minutes ago. So if you hear any growling in the background, it'll probably be my stomach because I'll be a little hungry. But yeah, we're back at it, man. It's an exciting time of year.
I thought that would be your hungry D lineman, who I can't wait to talk about. But
kept them out of the room for this.
Coach, I'm excited to talk about you guys. But first, I want to talk about my dream team, my team. I want to talk about my team. Two additions that I'm real pumped up about. In our second year, we are now in partnership with Accucare, Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine in Brick. And I know you're familiar with that business right there. Let me say one thing about Pam Anthony, the founder and owner, awesome person. I love her view on athletics. And I think she has a couple of your football players as participants in their business. She wants to be involved in all the programs. Fantastic. And you know it's very important to keep your athletes healthy, right? You like healthy athletes. I have a feeling you do. And
Absolutely.
She's got the expertise and all the state-of-the-art equipment there. Tell us how important it is as an athlete to be excelling on the football field because you're taking care of your body.
Right. What's the saying? The best ability is availability.
Yeah.
And it's pretty funny. Our players have gone to Accucare for a number of years now. I literally could walk to Accucare from where I live. It's that close. I live in Brick. It's I've heard nothing but great things about what Pam has done there, and our players have had a really good experience and have come back feeling better. So that's all you can ask for when somebody goes to for any kind of physical therapy. And she does a great job.
I mean, us included, most people take care of their car when it breaks down instead of taking care of it before it does. Same thing with your body. She's awesome. State-of-the-art equipment that she has. She wants to be involved in the Shore Conference. Won me over when I talked to her the first time. Awesome people there. So we're going to be in touch with everybody in the Shore Conference. Accucare, so good. The other thing I'm pumped.
I can pick up on your end, Coach.
What?
No doubt.
Oh, that's a good hire. Yeah. And then the other person was bigger news than LeBron James going to Miami. Scott Stump is back, and you're familiar with Scott Stump, and he's covered you. Did he cover you as a player too?
No, he's you'd be dating him too much there. He didn't cover me as a player, but but definitely covered plenty of games that I coached in throughout the years. Whether it be as an assistant,
Yeah.
and he's top notch, top of the line. It's good to have Scott Stump back.
Yeah, he's excited to be back, and he'll be on your sidelines for a lot of your games and maybe practices here or there. But he's excited. So I got him. I got him where he wants to be back, and it's great. He's been out for like 7 years. The kids
Wow,
don't know who he is. The kids don't know who he is. You know,
that time goes fast. It's been that long.
they
Wow.
will know him once he does the first little Stumpy Awards and all that stuff that people were
I
saying.
remember the Stumpies, absolutely.
So we're talking about what we want to do, and he's going with it. So you're gonna see him in full gear, and I'm pretty pumped up about that. So all right, enough about me. Um, let's talk about you. Last year we talked about the process, how you became a head coach, and our connection, you and I, is we both coached, not at the same time, but we both coached for Lou Versillo at Lacey, and so it was nice to be there and have that connection with you. But you've been other places. You were at Tom Driver North. You were at Wall.
I was at
You won a state championship at Wall. So you've been there, done it, and you
in Lakewood.
in Lakewood. Yep, in Lakewood. Um, you know, here's my question to you now: is because I don't want to talk about your whole resume now, but you're here at Donovan. I think this is your sixth season. Did you see yourself here after 5 years of where you are right now, or did you view something else?
No, this is it. I've always viewed myself as a high school football coach. And I was an assistant for many years. And it never,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if I'd ever be a head coach or, I'd be happy just coaching high school football. I love coaching
Yeah.
at this level. And I love it here at Donovan. It's not something that this was the last move as far as as long as they'll have me, and as far as I was concerned when I made it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're excited about where we're going, and some of the things we've done and what we built, and we just want to try to keep it rolling.
We talked about this before we went on the air. First game that you ever played or you ever coached was against Barnegat. And now looking back into where you are right now, you really accomplished a lot. Credit to you and your staff, your program. My question to you is, did you envision of where you are right now in terms of your football program 5 years ago when you started a lot of freshmen and sophomore? You inherited a lot of players.
Um, you know, it's funny. People ask these questions, and it's not an easy answer because I don't ever really look at things in terms of that way, like where it's gonna be at a certain time period. I think things are were built by coming to work every day and building the relationships with the kids and me being present in the weight room and us building a relationship with Coach Depp in the weight room and making that a big part because I think that's what really builds your program is the off season
Mm-hmm.
and when you build those relationships and the kids see that you care that much and they care even more because we're taking attendance every day. We make it really important if they're not playing another sport. I don't know. I just think if you do those little things, the big things fall in place. So, where we are, it's the players win the games. Those are the guys that got us to those wins. Guys, if I look in the past, guys like, Cam McNair, Taz McNair, Qua Green, Dominic Nacero, those guys are the ones that built things because they are the ones that played and, the Ryan Clarks,
Mm-hmm.
all those types of guys, through the years. Players build, win the games. They're the ones that are the builders. We just try not to screw it up along the way. And it's a tribute back to those guys. I've talked about them a lot. They're the guys that decided to, come to Donovan Catholic and play here.
Now, you won a state championship as a head coach at Wall. You also won a state championship at Tom Driver North as an assistant. And I know you're bringing Donovan Catholic to levels they haven't been at before. So we always say it's harder to stay at the top than get to the top. And you're at the top right now. Do you find it more stressful from within trying to stay at that level, or you guys okay with that stuff?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say we're at the top. I think we've developed a good reputation as a program that we're going to have a really tough team to beat on the field, and
Hmm.
but do we want to get better and achieve more? Always. Pressure. I don't know if it's any. There's always pressure. I guess there's pressure. It's what we love to do. So there's pressures. Guys that are fighting over in other countries to protect our
Yeah.
country. That's pressure. This is football. It's what me and the other coaches. It's our livelihood. What we love to do. Yeah, of course there's a little bit of pressure, but it's we just love to work and work hard, and I don't think of it in those terms always.
Awesome. Awesome. Coach, um, I'm excited to talk Donovan Catholic. You ready to talk Donovan Catholic football?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. I'm going to whip this thing off, Coach. No more COVID, no more mask, no more pods. I hate those words. All three of them I hate. We're back to normal. Finally back to normal, knock on wood. And, my last days of coaching were during the COVID. Uh, now that you guys are out of it, it's like, wow, this is great. Your senior class did not work out normally for 2 years. So after their freshman football season, that was their last time they worked out in a normal progression with you and your staff. You had to reteach everything to your whole program. Tell us what a normal off-season routine workouts throughout the off-season is under your under your belt.
Um, I totally agree with you. There was a time there where we talked about it internally that we kind of lost some of what we gained with expectation wise.
Mm.
With where we expect the kids, to be in the weight room and to be working out, and how many days we expect them there, and the effort, and the just the little things. And it was kind of lost, and it was lost on the kids that came in as freshmen that never got to witness the work ethic of the older kids that we had in the program that were really, were on to something and that were great leaders. Um, it's great to be back and it's great to be normal. Again, at Donovan Catholic, we do ask a lot of the guys, we ask them to work out 5 days a week. Obviously, if they're playing other sports, we encourage them to play other sports, but we also have the ability to take strength class during the day
Mm.
instead of gym, so they could our strength and conditioning coach Depp is a teacher here in the high school. So instead of taking gym class, if you're an out of sport kid or out of season kid playing another sport like basketball or baseball, you can take the strength course during that time of year and take it. And get your lift in. It's like a block schedule, like 80 minutes. So we're fortunate enough to be able to do that with kids that play other sports. We got back to normal. We were back out there this year with working speed and conditioning once the weather broke. Just working on trying to get faster, and I thought it was a great thing. It was a great thing to have our youth camp again. I was suspended. I think it was for 2 years. We had
Mm-hmm.
we had the young kids in the community come for a week in July of youth camp, and that was something we weren't able to do. And it was great to have all of that back.
Yeah, just to be able to, sweat with the kids and work with the kids is something different. You know what? A lot of coaches were saying, we love to have our athletes work out in our weight rooms, but with those 2 years going by, we had restrictions. Our schools, we did. So then all of a sudden they'd be lifting somewhere else in other gyms. We had to pull them back to say, almost kind of like, hey, meet me halfway. Work out 2 days here to go to 2 days there. And it was tough because back in the day we had all our players working in our program here. I didn't have time to go to other gyms. So did you have
Yes,
a
that's
was it
definitely what I was alluding to when I said the expectations. Like, hey, it's great if you're doing other
yeah,
things, and we support that as long as they're not counterproductive, and as long as you're working as a team,
yeah,
first. Because to me, the off season, the greatest thing that comes from the off season is the bonding of the team.
Yeah.
Like, and the guys get to know each other when they're not, we're not, in the grind of playing games every week and hitting and just going through practice. They get to know each other on an off season workout, level, which is completely different, and the guys go do things after the workouts, it's team bonding.
Yeah.
And that was lost, but for everybody.
Well, hopefully we never go back to that C word, COVID, ever again, right?
Absolutely, never again.
Coach, let's hear your coaching staff.
All right. First I have Chip Bulabarka Jr. He's the assistant head coach and offensive coordinator. Me and Chip have been together for a number of years. It's not news to anybody. Chip's done a great job through the years running the offense, and we have a good working relationship, and he does a great job. Jack Nascimento is our quarterbacks coach, and he handles a lot of the special teams. Jack does a great job with the QBs, with the extra point team, the punt team, the kickoff return team. He wears a lot of different hats for our coaching staff. Dean Helostowski does the running backs. Dean's a former head coach and does a good job. Another guy that I've coached with for many years. We added a new coach this year. His name's Sean McIntosh. He coaches the wide receivers. He came to us from South Amboy, I believe. We got a young guy in there. It's always good to bring in some new young blood, and we're looking forward to working with Coach Mack this year. John Power is coaching the offensive line. I think John's one of the best offensive line coaches that I've been around. He loves. He takes pride in coaching the big men, and we've had some pretty good lines throughout our time here. John does a great job with that. Another newcomer to the staff is Coach Ram Amano. He's going to coach the defensive line. It's pretty funny. I met Coach at my son's Little League. He was a manager of one of the other teams, and my nephew played on his team, and we were talking, and he actually coached college football against me when I was a player. He coached at Villanova, and we got to talking, and he was like, "Hey, I'd be interested in seeing if you got any spots." And we met, and we just by chance we met at Little League, and talked, and coach is coming on and brings a lot of energy and to our D line, and he's done a good job so far. We're looking forward to the season with Coach. Ryan Wells is our outside linebackers coach. He's a graduate of Donovan. Coach has been with me since my first year here at Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
He does an unbelievable job with the outside guys. He does a really good job with that JV defense too. I think we got one loss in the last 2 years, which he likes to remind everybody about. But and rightfully so. But Coach does a great job. Another young coach is Dean Helostowski Jr. I don't know if he's really a junior, but I got to put it on there because his dad's on the staff too.
Mm-hmm.
He coaches our defensive backs and kickoff team, and coach does a really good job. He's a future head coach potential right there.
Good.
Coach Eric Bruno's kind of put the title of head of football operations on him this year, which means he does pretty much everything that we need. Takes care of filming, takes game day preparation, helps coach any position needed. He wears many hats, and Coach Bruno does an unbelievable job. Our freshman staff, our freshman head coach is Charlie Dowling. It's going to be his first year's freshman head coach. Coach was a volunteer with us last year, and Coach is really excited about getting a bump up to work with the freshman team, and he's out there at the beginning of camp really putting a lot of hard work in. And we have two freshman assistants, Vinny DeStasio. He's in his second year with us, and Vinny was a volunteer last year, and he's assistant freshman coach this year, and he does a really good job. He puts in a lot of time with the young guys. And I got one more new coach that was a player of mine at Wall. He's going to be assistant freshman coach. It's Jack Cluley. Jack comes from a pretty darn good football family
Yeah.
and was a pretty good player for me at Wall, and he's coming over to help with the freshmen this year. Got to mention, I mentioned him a couple times already. Our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Depp,
Mm-hmm.
does a fantastic job in the weight room with the guys. So I'm really lucky to have a nice big coaching staff of a bunch of knowledgeable guys that makes life a lot easier on me, and I appreciate all that they do.
Yeah, I know a lot of those guys from all those years of me coaching too. I want to talk about one guy real quickly because it's kind of unique. Chip LaBarca. I mean, Chippy and we both came into coaching around the same time. So I know him. You were with him as a head coach when he was a head coach at Lakewood, at Tom's River North, and then you flipped it. Now you're
Not at
the
Lakewood. Not at Lakewood. I was
oh
at
you
at Tom's River North. Yes.
oh, okay, but you
Yeah,
were
Lakewood. Dave Ozerwitz was the head
oh
coach
that's
for
right at Tom's River North he was the head coach,
That's correct.
and then when you went to Wall, you're now the head coach, and now he's the OC. And
Right.
I mean, it was a blessing to have a guy with his knowledge running the offense because you're a defensive minded guy. Having
Correct.
him on your staff really, really kind of helps, huh?
Absolutely. Listen. If you look at my history, like having a guy like Chip is with somebody you could bounce ideas off of, somebody you could look at the defense and say, hey, I would go right there.
Mm-hmm.
I would go at this right there. I don't like how that looks. And I do the same thing back, and it's a lot of times it ends up into who has the chalk in their hand
Yeah.
last,
Oh yeah.
but it's a real benefit. Somebody with that knowledge. I think if you look at my history, um, I I think the one thing that it's is important as a head coach is surrounding yourself with other really good coaches. And I try to hire as many ex head coaches or coaches that want to aspire to be head coaches because I just think that that's important to get as many smart minds in the room as you can because the smarter the people and the
Yeah.
harder they work the better you can be. And I think that if you look back, I've had a lot of guys that were ex head coaches and
Yeah.
a couple on this staff as well. So I think it was always important to me to do that.
And you have guys who are going to be future head coaches too, and that's what you want to
Yeah,
do. You want to groom them and give them opportunities like you had and Chippy had as a head coach too. And it's pretty cool
absolutely.
that you have coaches on your staff that were with you in other programs, and now you're running it somewhere else, so they know what you're thinking too. With all
Absolutely.
that, good, Coach. Here's your schedule to the left, your football schedule for this season, and on the right is what I call the SEC division, the Black and Blue division. I just want to talk a little bit about that once you're done with your schedule.
Yeah, it's we're excited. It's I think one of the toughest schedules in the shore that anybody plays, and that's a tribute to the teams that are on them. I think that every single team that we play is well coached. They have veteran coaching staffs. Whether they're new to their program or they've been there for years. Every coach on this list is really really good coach, and these are really good programs.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off with Lacey and Coach V is the best in the business. I coached underneath him years ago, and he runs a fantastic program, and they're prepared week in and week out. And I could say, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but you could say the same thing, about every other team. Rumson, I know coach is a new head coach, Coach Schulte, but he's not new to coaching high school football,
No.
and that staff is tremendous, and they do a wonderful job putting together just a smart, well disciplined, really good team every year, championship aspirations every single year. Manalapan, I haven't played them since our my Toms River North assistant days. But from afar, they're always a really top notch program. Coach does an unbelievable job. Uh, every year putting together a hard nosed defense, and just they're disciplined. Every team, like I said, Red Bank Catholic. We've played them, the last number of years. One of the top programs in the state. Forgot about the Shore.
Mm-hmm.
They're loads of talent on their team. So that's going to be all of these are going to be tough matchups, and they're going to come down to a couple of plays. We play St. Joe's Montvale, St. Joe's Regional this year. The game's going to be at MetLife Stadium. So I think that's an exciting thing. But it's a really, really tough team and well coached team with a ton of talent.
Wait, St. Joe's is going to be at MetLife?
Yes.
Okay, because it's wrong on there. Okay.
Yeah, that's I don't know why it hasn't changed on there, that's going to be MetLife. That'll be I think a 5:30 kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's we're looking to challenge ourselves in playing anybody from that North Jersey. The Big Five is a challenge, and that's what we're looking for. Wall, with Coach Guerreri is. Coming in, I coached at Wall. I know what type of kids they got. They got tough, hard nosed. It's a football town, and that's going to be a tough challenge. Jackson has been good for years. I haven't played them in a number of years either, but I know what type of kids they got, and it's going to be tough. And Middletown South. I mean, maybe the best overall program. In the Shore Conference in the last 10 years, 15
Mm-hmm.
years, or whatever. It's Coach Antonucci is an all timer, and that's going to be a challenge. There's not one gimme on there.
No.
It's one tough game after another.
Coach, good take on that. Looking at the American division, I'm just going to tell you what I did. 2 weeks ago, I gave out a ballot and I said, "Hey, I want you to pick the American division in the order, and nobody will know what you put." So they had the 6 teams on there. They had the helmets just like that. I said, "Give me your order." 5 coaches sent it to me in 5 different orders. They did. That's how tough this division is to pick it. There's no way that this is easy money to pick the order 1 to 6. First of all, I feel like I'm insulting somebody by saying you're 6, whoever it is, because no team here is used to being in the bottom of a division. But the way they made the division, someone's going to be first, someone's going to be last. There's so much parity here. You're going to great.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
This is a tough division, Coach. Would you say? And you're a young team this year too. So going into here, it's a big challenge, right?
Without a doubt. I mean, to play Middletown South and Manalapan and Rumson and RBC and Wall, I mean, it's a challenge for anybody. I will say this about the division last year because it's the similar type of talk as last year, and it resulted in I believe it was the division, or maybe RBC wasn't in it last year, but in our division last year, every single team in our division, we were in the top division. I forget if it was American or
It was
whatever.
American, yep.
And every single team in our division won a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Most won home playoff games. And I don't know who was last place, but and I know Toms River North was near the middle to the bottom, and they played in a state championship game. That shows you what kind of team and what kind of what good competition does for everybody. It's playing good competition. At the end of it, everybody's going to be battle tested and be ready to play anybody. And I think that this is what I look forward to. I hope we can stay healthy throughout it.
Mm-hmm.
That's any season. But I really think go back and do the research and look at it. And every single team, I believe, won a home playoff game last year in our division.
I'm going to make a prediction. I think these teams here are all going to be in the playoffs, and probably leaning towards maybe another win too. A lot of good football teams in this division. A lot of good talent. A lot of guys have lost a lot of players, but good programs get better by reloading, like yourself. So there's going to be some good football being played in the American Division once again. Coach, we're going to talk top position groups. The Shore Football Report does a lot of research on every program. I did it on you guys. I hope I'm right. I want to see what's the best strength of each part of your offense, defense, special teams. And you rather have a group of guys that are productive than just one star, right?
Absolutely. It's a team sport.
O line, John Power, very good football coach. We know that. Pumps out great offensive lines for you and Chip LaBarca. And I think he's got pieces this year. EJ Smith, a senior, sophomore Louis DiBiase, junior Adam Yavchek, senior
Yep.
Tommy Meehan, and junior Chris Pasquet is a nice group of players to have around your offense, right?
No, absolutely, absolutely. They have potential, and I'll go back to what you said. Coach Power does a fantastic job. That group has potential. We don't have a lot of returning starters. Like EJ's our returning starter in that entire group. And EJ had a great year for us last year. The rest of the guys definitely have a ton of potential, and we'll see as we get working how well we work together and get to know one another and become one unit. And, that's Coach does a fantastic job doing that. And we're looking forward to it. But we think that, we definitely have some pieces. We just got to get them molded into the right direction. Adam's a newcomer for us. He came to us late last year, and great looking big kid and a hard worker, smart kid. He has college potential. So we're looking forward to working with him. I've never really worked with him in pads until today was our first day wearing shoulder pads. Louis played for us as a freshman last year and did a great job. Worked in with the defensive line and came in on the offensive line when needed, when anybody got banged up. And now he's going to be taking on a bigger role. He's not a returning starter. He's going to get into that starter's role. We look at him. He's a big, strong kid, but he's still only a sophomore. But we're going to look for him to play bigger and older than a sophomore. Chris Pasquet at the center position is a kid that doesn't have a ton of experience, but he's put the time in the weight room, we're looking for him to step up and win the job. And we have Colin Keating, who's another backup who's in the running for a position on the line. He's a sophomore. So we have a lot of guys that we could work with, and we think have a ton of potential, and they just got to realize that potential. I left out Tommy. Tommy Meehan is a 3-year program guy for us. He played nose guard for stretches last year. Now we're another kid we're going to ask to step into a bigger role. And we're going to see how well he's developed, how well we've coached him up, and I know how hard he's worked. So it's a hard-working group. I don't think I left anybody out, but
No.
I talked about EJ. It's a hard-working group. Good kids in the building, good kids in the classroom, hard workers. And now we were looking for them to realize their potential out in the field.
And talented too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very talented. Yeah. I mean, Louis DiBiase may be the strongest 2025 kid in maybe the state. I mean, the kid's benching 385, is that, has varsity experience. You kind of forget sometimes he's only a sophomore,
Yeah.
But your defense now.
I think he asked me when I bench 380, when I bench 385. I said never. Still.
Yeah.
I thought I was pretty strong at one point.
Yeah. No, it's the numbers he's thrown up are wow. Yeah.
He's a strong. He's a kid, but that's attributed to his hard work.
Hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Defensively, I kind of think this was easy, Coach, because you have a lot of these type of guys that interchangeable. Your linebackers, led by Dante Venerius Sr., all short kid. Coach J.J. Correa, Hunter Johnson, Teague Hibbard, Zaire Day, that could be a DN outside linebacker. Um, Joe Saniski, did I say his name?
Serwinski.
Jaden Nasmiento, also a guy coming in the wing that I hear a lot about as a freshman. So you got a lot of pieces at that linebacker position in your 3-4 defense. You need those guys, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we play four of them, and whether we're in a 3-4 or in the even front,
Yeah.
they're out there learning different roles. So some of them are kind of hybrids. Dante's the guy with all the experience, with most of the experience. Him and Hunter are returning, and Dante had 130 tackles, something crazy last
Mm-hmm.
year. He just is he's a unique player. He had 5 interceptions, 4 returned for touchdowns. Um, he just he has a nose for the ball, and he listens and he learns in practice. I used him as an example today to the rest of the team. I said this guy's gotten probably more experience than anybody here. And we talked to him and we corrected him on a couple of things, and it was eye contact, it was listening, it was in the next play he changed it, and it's just a pleasure to coach somebody that has his abilities at that level, and any college that gets him is going to be lucky. He can do a lot of different things. He can card guys man to man out of the slot. He can play a little safety. We can move him all over. He can play inside, outside linebacker. He's primarily inside for us, but there's different things somebody could do with him. The other guy is the other guy that got a lot of experience last year and had a really good year for us was Hunter Johnson. And Hunter is another kid, a really smart ball player. He's tall, long, rangy, and just he may make a mistake once, but he correct him. He's not going to make it twice. He has a good feel for the game and good feel for doing a lot of things. He's going to play a little tight end for us too,
Mm-hmm.
and Hunter long snaps. He's just like a jack of all trades on the team. But linebackers is definitely his best position, and in my opinion, but he just a pleasure to coach and another kid that has college potential in the future. JJ Correa is going to step into kind of a different role this year with us in playing middle linebacker, and he played outside last year, so he's got versatility as well. Another kid that down the line, he's only a junior, I think, could play in college as well. And he's just a tremendous leader and smart player. He's picked up the defense and making the calls and doing all the things we asked for. And then we kind of have one outside linebacker that's kind of like a hybrid of like a almost like an outside linebacker slash safety at times, and the other outside linebacker is kind of like a linebacker slash defensive end. And Ducky Day, Zaire Ducky Day, played defensive end for us last year, and he's going to play a little linebacker for us this year. And just another kid, a big physical kid that has potential to play in college. He's only a junior, and yeah, it's a talented group. We got to get better on a lot of things. And I didn't, I left out, Joe Serwinski is another guy who's going to push for time on the field. Joe's another kid, big, strong. He's young. He's only a sophomore, but he's got good size.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking to see him progress more. Ethan Kalinauskas plays outside linebacker for us too. He's another kid that I think will give us depth and push for time, and maybe push for time where Ducky plays a little D line too. So it's good to have guys that are versatile.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned Teague and Jaden. They're younger guys that are learning their way, but they have tremendous upside and tremendous future within our program to see the field. It's a good group to work with. We have talent, and we have a couple other guys that we didn't even talk about that are learning the ropes and making their way into the program. So I'm excited. Being and maybe I'll talk a little too long because I coach the linebackers. So but I like the group. But we got a lot of work left to do.
Think of this. I want you to just process this. 5 interceptions, 4 for touchdowns, and he was your Mike linebacker. I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
Never.
he was our will
Will?
linebacker. Yeah, but does that matter? That doesn't matter. I've never heard
I've
of it.
never heard of it.
No, I by the fourth one, I
By
was
the
just
fourth
like,
one.
by the fourth one, I just looked and I was like, I we didn't have one. I don't think we returned one the rest of my time here. As the coach, and I don't think as a head coach, I don't think we returned one my entire time at Wall for a touchdown at linebacker. So whatever I changed in my off season preparation, I really taught it well to this kid, which was nothing. I mean, it's just his talent. He's got a nose for the ball. It's pretty unique.
Coach, I mean, for a linebacker just to get an interception, full on it, great job. He's actually changing the position. I mean, he's taking it to the house. 98 yard return.
Yeah, I think it was either 98 or 99.
It's unheard of. Unheard of.
That changes the game right there. You're about to get scored on, and then you score. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, that's definitely a short conference record. I mean, unofficially for a linebacker. I've never heard of it.
No.
4 touchdowns. Now, speaking of touchdowns, let's talk about your special teams because I think you got 2 special kids, and I think your returners are your strength. Michael Thomas III, who has jumped on the radar in colleges. He's already got multiple two 2025 guys, Michael Thomas III and Eric Zambrowski. Michael Thomas III has already got offers from Penn State. So he's, for a freshman to be offered before he even stepped on the field as a sophomore, he shows his work ethic and he wowed people at camps. Michael Thomas. Tell me something about Michael and Eric Zambrowski, who was at my camp this summer. He won me over.
And Michael's won me over too because he's just a fantastic kid that works really hard. I mean, I don't know if he takes a day off. He's always working at his craft. He's trying to get better, trying to find a way to up his game. You would think that somebody that young gets offers, and you think his head would grow. Not even a little bit. It's yes, coach, yes, coach. Apologized to me about dropping a ball the other day. I'm like, I don't remember the last time you dropped one. Yeah. But those types of things is what makes a kid, go to the next level. It's his abilities, his God-given abilities and talents, and what he does with it. And he really works at it, and he really stays humble. Everything that he's got coming to him in the future, he's earning. I'm anxious to see how good he can get, and because he's going to realize it, because he's not going to sleep on his laurels. It's a pleasure to coach a kid like that, we're looking forward to this year. Him returning kicks, but him getting the ball in his hands on offense, as well. And Eric's another kid that's got a world of talent. He's a youngster too. A lot of our guys are kind of young this year. Eric is a speedy, a fast kid, a hard worker, works in the weight room. He's putting all his efforts into becoming the best he could possibly be. He's another one of our guys that'll be able to run some jet sweeps and test teams in the alley and on the edge. And he's taking strides to become a better receiver as well, running better routes. So I think we got 2 pretty good returners and 2 pretty darn good receivers too, and they're still only scratching the surface on how good they could be.
Eric was at my showcase I had at the end of June. He ran this route. He came back and said, "How did I do?" And I was staring in space. He goes, Coach, did you see what I did? I go, yeah. I'm just processing how the heck our team's going to cover you and Michael Thomas III on the other side at the same time. Fast, fast, fast. That kid, Eric Zembrowski. He's got a really quick first step, that kid. He really does. Very impressive.
He definitely does. That definitely jumps out at you when you're when you're watching in person.
Very impressive. So I was okay with my top position groups with you guys. I was kind of on target.
Yeah, I think you were pretty good. It's and a lot of it is and I don't want to sit. Everybody's undefeated right now. And I like talking positively, but I
Yeah.
also got to remind that everybody that's a lot of what we got is potential, and potential is only brings you so far. We got to really put the work in to
Yeah.
realize it.
Spoken like a head coach. Well, I'm going to guarantee you this: the Shore Football Report will be undefeated this year. I will be undefeated, so I can talk out loud like that. Nobody beat me this year. All right, Coach. I want to talk about your football players that you're returning this year, and guys you're excited about coming back. I know you graduated a lot of players, and I know you believe in tradition never graduates. So you got something built, something special there, and you're just as excited about these players than you were last year. So let's hear some names who you got coming
All right.
back.
The guys we talked about all the like official returning starters already. EJ Smith, Michael Thomas, Dante Verneri, and Hunter Johnson is that rounds out our returning starters.
Mm-hmm.
Four guys. That's not to say some of the other guys didn't play. Some of the guys played. They weren't starters per se. Like Zaire Day and Louis DiBiase played a role. And we try to find as many roles like that for other kids on the team, to play as many kids as we can. But that's it for our starters. So some of the other guys that are kind of the newcomers to the team that we're looking forward to, learning more about here this summer. Nothing's done yet. We just, like I said, we've only been in shoulder pads one day, and we haven't put on our full uniforms yet. But so these kids have kind of made an impression thus far. Kid Richard Davis was new to our program last year, and he's going to compete for that starting cornerback position, and he's done a good job in our 7-on-7s and in our camp so far. Lucas Zidzik is a senior that's going to challenge for the starting safety position, and he's done a really good job being the quarterback of the secondary and leading us. He's been a program kid for us. This is his fourth year here in our program, and he's looking to take that step up and grab a starting role. Um, I don't know if we talked about quarterback, but Todd Lambertson is a junior for us, and Todd stepped up this summer and is, really taking reins of the starting job so far. And Todd's doing a really good job of grasping the offense and doing a good job of slinging the ball. And he's been improving every day, and we're looking forward to Todd, seeing Todd improve throughout the summer and seeing what he could do to lead our offense. Um, Najee Morgan is another corner that's been with us and is in the battle for the starting cornerback position. And he's a kid that's gotten time. He played last year, but didn't start. And we're looking forward to seeing him step up. Um, Roman Moyers is a newcomer. Didn't play last year. Was in our school. Played soccer. And decided to come back out for football. And he's going to be one of those jack of all trade guys on defense that could play safety, could play corner, and he's right there in the mix for a starting spot. Our kicker is going to be Dante Priolo. Dante's done a really nice job in our preseason and has come out. He's going to kick and he's going to punt. You have a little competition for that, but Dante's definitely going to be the kickoff guy, and just to see a kid that works on it the way he does in the off season. He's put a lot of time into it. It's we're looking forward to seeing Dante kick. If we hit on these other guys, we talk about. I don't know if I talked about Sam Rock the third. is a kid that played for us last year. Didn't start, played D line. He's improved. He's worked really hard in the off season. He's gotten physically in shape and bigger and stronger. And we're looking forward to him on our D line. He's going to be one of the guys, one of the defensive ends. Elijah Davis is another guy. Our secondary, we got battles going on for the positions. It's nothing settled. And it's hard when you got a bunch of talented kids, to get through, to figure it out, to figure out who the guys are. It's really got to get to the scrimmages and see who performs against other teams. Elijah Davis is a safety and a sophomore, and he's a kid that works really hard on an everyday basis, loves football, and we're looking forward to seeing him fight for that safety spot. I think we pretty much hit all those guys. We have we have a couple freshmen that are going to contribute. Najee Calhoun is a tailback, and he's a freshman for us, and he's shown us a lot in the short time he's been here. I've had the pleasure to coach his older brothers, and known the family, and he's a hard worker, and I'm looking forward to him contributing, possibly in a really big way to our team. Emmanuel Drina is a wide receiver that's been getting time with varsity, and he's a talented young kid, and he's got to work and fight to be a starter. He's going to challenge in the defensive backfield too. But whether it's this year or next year, it'll all come down to the competition and practice. Zach Labarca, Chip's son, is a quarterback that's come in and done a good job in the preseason, slinging the ball around, and we're looking forward to his next. Next 4 years being in the program, a kid that's going to know the offense pretty darn good, and he's got a pretty darn good arm, pretty accurate for a freshman. Kai Pritchard is a freshman offense and defensive lineman, is a kid that's going to battle for time as well, and a hard worker, big kid. So we're looking forward to that. I left one, I believe. Jameel Brown is another kid that came to us this year. And he's an athlete, and he's a big, strong, fast kid. Plays quarterback, can play D-back, can run with the ball, and we're looking forward to seeing where he fits with our team, and finding a role. Finding a role for a lot of these guys is the key. Put them in the best spots. I think is our coach's job, and let them go ahead and play.
Well, you got pieces. You just want to see how they develop through the summer into the season, but you're excited about your pieces. You are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited about this team. It's probably the least amount of experience since my first year here.
First year, yeah.
And it's kind of by default. A lot of freshmen, a lot of the underclassmen started that year, and it's kind of the way it is this year. And that's I'm not setting that up for excuses or any of that, because I know you hear that, some people might say, oh, well, he's setting it up. No, I expect this team to step up and be as good as last year's team, if not better. That's my expectations on myself and on the program every year, and we got a tough schedule to navigate our way through, and we're really excited about it. And might have to do a little bit extra coaching some of the young guys, and that's why we do this, is to teach, is to be a teacher first, and teach them the game. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got a bunch of newcomers coming into a program that has high expectations, and they'll probably elevate, and new guys will come out too. You never know who makes that big jump until you play other competition and scrimmages. And you got Coach, who are you scrimmaging this year?
We are scrimmaging Toms River North.
Okay.
For our first scrimmage, and then our second scrimmage, we have two because we don't start that week 0. We're going to scrimmage Middletown, Delaware, and they're coming here. So we have 2 home scrimmages against 2 really good teams.
Yeah, Toms River North is going to experience.
Middletown, Delaware, I believe, is I I think they were the top public school in Delaware last year in the state.
Is that going to be home?
That'll be home, yes.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
their quarterback, I think, went last year. Their quarterback went to South Carolina. I think one of the receivers is a big recruit. So
Good.
it's trying to simulate, some of the teams we have to play in the playoffs.
Good. Well, Coach, thanks for coming on the show. Always, listening to all the, young guys coming up the ranks, and you got a good thing going on there. And, I don't expect you to make a drop off. I think you guys are at the top right now. And, you got a lot of exciting young talent, a lot of young, exciting talent with a mixture of good leadership too. That's good. That's good with that. So,
well, we're going to find out when we play the games, Coach. You know how it goes.
Well, we'll be on your sidelines, and this will be up tomorrow. And if you guys need anything, you know where to find us, the Shore Football Report. We'll be trolling everybody's sidelines and trying to make the game fun while you guys are working your tail off on the sidelines. I appreciate everything you guys do, though, all you coaches.
Well, thank you for having me, Coach. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your time.
All right. You need anything, let me know. All right.
All
right. Go Donovan. Okay, now I have 3 outstanding football players from Donovan Catholic, 2 juniors, 1 senior, excellent football players on the field, and even better people off the field. And that's being echoed from the coaching staff at Donovan Catholic. And let me introduce you guys and give me a big wave, and then let's jump right into what I got. 5 questions. Are you guys ready? So all the way up in the top left-hand corner, I have the outstanding senior offensive guard, E.J. Smith. EJ, give a good wave. Nice. To the top right-hand corner, we have a junior O-lineman that everybody's going to know about after this year. Offensive tackle, defensive tackle, Adam Yevchek. Adam, thank you.
How's it going?
And on the bottom, last but not least, is the outstanding defensive end, a junior, Sam Rock III. Sam, thank you for coming on the show. Are you guys ready for these 5 questions that burning questions I need to know? If I get these 5 questions, I know everything about your program. Everything. I know it all. I know you're good. I know you got athletes, but I need these 5 questions in order for me to cover you guys thoroughly this year. You ready? Let's go number 1. Number 1. Who's the funniest dude in the program? I need to know that. That's the number 1 thing. EJ, you're going first. I'm writing it right down. I want to know who's the funniest dude in the locker room. And it could be multiple people. We're going to go around. Give me a name.
Richard Davis.
Oh, yeah,
JJ Correa.
Richard Davis and who?
JJ Correa.
Okay, so they're 2 funny dudes.
No, definitely.
What kind of funny are they? Stuff you can't say on air, or they're just funny?
Just some nonsense. Like they make you laugh. Like
all right. Sam, you're smiling, so I think you're in agreement. Is there one other dude on that team that makes you laugh besides Rich and JJ?
I say probably EJ sometimes too. He's funny.
He keeps it real good. All right, Adam, you want to add to it, or do you just agree to all those 3 guys?
I was gonna say EJ too. He's always making jokes and stuff. So
you making Coach Powers laugh when you're doing the indie drills?
Yeah.
Really?
All the time.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? It's really good to have guys that keep it chill in the locker room. It really is. I mean, you're playing high-level football. You need to have fun, too. You really do. Number 2, who's the leader of the football team that echoes out the message that your coaching staff needs for you guys to have? Who does maybe group message, TikTok or Snapchat, whatever? Who is the person that kind of informs the whole team of a message?
I feel like we don't have just like one person. I feel like we have like a group, like a group of us who just like, yeah.
So it's a big group. What do you have like a?
I guess like
do you have a group page or a group text?
We just have like leaders who would just like make sure like everything that the coaches are saying is like being done or like being followed or being known, like upcoming schedules and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, is that true? You too?
Yeah,
it's collective.
Yeah, like all around, we're all on top of each other. We're all keeping each other accounted for. So
you got good senior leadership then. Everybody's doing it together. It's important. Good. That'll pay off on the football field too. Number 3, back to normal. You guys were not working out together, just like everybody in society, for the last 2 years. How great was it to be in the weight room with all your Donovan Catholic guys? Back to normal.
So good.
Good?
It's
So
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're able to bond together as a team, become closer. We have like a lot of new guys coming in this year. Feels good.
Sam, you're in the weight room. What kind of music you listening to? The coaching staff's music or your music? Or in
I listen
between?
to my music. Really.
Oh yeah? Your music? It's good to lift as together, right? Adam, I mean, social distancing really stunk. You
Oh
can't
yeah,
work out with
definitely.
your teammates. We all fell behind in the weight room. How great was it to be in the weight room with you guys?
It was really good, especially coming in this year, transferring in. They all accepted me as soon as I came in. From the first week, I felt like a family. So it was just great to be back with everyone. Learning my new teammates, getting along with each other. But I mean, I've felt like a family ever since I came here. So it's been good so far.
Did it take time for you guys to realize what people look like without the mask on? It was crazy. People look at you when you took the mask off like I had three noses.
Yeah.
Like right here, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, being back to normal. Let's hope we never get back to that type of situation again. Number 4, what is the expectations in your locker room? Not the coaches. It's you guys, your football team. What do you want from this program? We'll start with Sam. Sam, what is your football team's expectations for this season?
Just nominate this year and just come out, work hard in practice. So that's all I can really say. I mean, we're ready this season. We have
Good.
a young team, young group, ready to rock out.
Yeah, I would say you're inexperienced but talented, right? Is that safe to say? Adam?
Sure.
Definitely what Sam said, just coming to work every single day, putting the work on the field with each other, taking the coaching, not arguing back, but also just coming together. What Sam said, we're young, but like we're ready to work, and we're definitely gonna be showing what's up.
I'm going to talk to one guy who's got experience. You played with a very talented senior class last year, EJ.
Yeah.
We know when the player position rankings come out with me, you're going to see a lot of youth, but that doesn't mean you're not good. It's just that they're not experienced. You being a leader, you're smiling because you know you have some talent and you're ready to have same results, right? So your expectations are what this year?
Well, I expect it to honestly be the same, even better. Like, I feel like our team is really good. I feel like we fit together and we compete. Like, everything we do is competition.
Yeah.
Like, scout, compete, starters are starters. Like, we take no plays off. Like, and we just have fun together and, like, compete. That's all we like to do.
Yeah,
push each other to be better.
That's important.
Yeah.
And it's good that you have some good leadership guys with a young team because you are a very young team, but again, talented. Like you two are going to be on the map, right? Which you are with me now. Last thing I need to know, and then I'm done. I know everything about Donovan. Why is it so special to play at Donovan Catholic under Coach Curcione? Why is it so special to play at Donovan Catholic? I need to know that. Adam, start off. Why is it so special?
Oh, like I said, like ever since I came here, Coach, he's just welcomed me completely. And, every single day at practice, he's always looking for us to get better. He's always putting us in situations to get better, teaching us the right things. Every single coach on this coaching staff is always looking for us to get better. They're pushing us every single day in the weight room, off the field, on the field, helping us out. It's just like we're really close together. We love each other, and we're looking to ball out this year. So
awesome, Sam. Why is it so special?
Definitely what Adam said. I mean, he really said it all. Coach Curcione gets us prepared for the season in weight room, on the field. That's all I can really say, really.
Good. EJ, end it right here. Tell me why is it so special to be playing at Donovan Catholic?
I feel like we have a great coaching staff. It's like our team. I feel like we're different from other teams because like we're like so close. Like we're like all we do is talk. We hang out. We play games together. We go out together. Like, doesn't matter. Like, it's like we just like build. We have like a bond. Like, we're always like together, no matter what it is, and it's like really good. Helps us like build like confidence and trust on the football field.
Yeah, well, I know Coach Curcione a long time. I do. I mean, we both coached at Lacey, not at the same time, but we had a common place that we had a connection with. Very, very high energy football coach. Cares about his players. I know that for a fact. That doesn't change. And him and his staff have a lot of experience, and you've been successful. And tradition never graduates. And I told Coach when he was on here earlier that same expectation. You graduate people, but it's not who you lost, it's who you have. And you have some dudes, right? And I'm looking at 3 of them right here, and there's another 20 of them that are going to be watching this show tomorrow, right? So, hey, thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it. Wishing you guys the very best. Myself and Scott Stump, the Shore Football Report, will be on your sidelines at a lot of games. I'll be at your scrimmage too. One of them when you play Tom Driven North. I'm looking forward to seeing both you guys competing, and both you guys are going to have a great season. All right. Wishing you guys the very best. All right. Go Donovan. Thank you.